Friday night, the Hamilton Tiger Cats won at Ottawa 27-24. Then there was a delicious triple header on Saturday. Toronto beat Montreal 39-10. Winnipeg spanked Sask 51-6. And Edmonton knocked off Calgary in a last-second field goal 25-23. Mike Hogan called that Argo victory. He joins us today, the voice of the Argos, TSN 1050. And Hoagie, that was a smashing. Wasn't really in doubt. How much are you enjoying this Argos football this year?
The first year I called play-by-play was 2000. It was John Heward's year. It was 1-6-1. So, yeah, I'm having a really good time calling this year.
Was that your... You didn't do straight since 2000, though, correct?
No, there was 4 years, I think, 5 years between 2002 and 2006. I didn't do those years, and I came back in 2007. I've been doing it since. But yeah, the Heward season before he was resigned at Labor Day, that was my first year. So yeah, after that, anything looks like a good year, and this year looks particularly sweet.
Hey, roads I didn't expect to go down today, Alex, for 100. Ding! Jeff Fairholm, my favorite Rough Rider ever. Just the last time I was with him, he was on John Heward's staff. And Fairway was telling me this story, Hoagie. He goes, he said to one of the reporters, I think it was Perry Lefko, he's like, hey, would you interview me, Perry? And Perry goes, no, I can't, because if I interview you, you'll be fired. John Heward said so. Jeff goes, yeah, so interview me. I want out of here. And I think that's exactly what happened. I think that's exactly what went down.
That was my first year. Pete Martin, the member of the Broadcast Hall of Fame, was my color commentator. Pete was a real beauty. There were two assistant coaches that we became close with and kind of had to run around so we didn't get caught. Pete had coached with and against Ray Zaremba in high school, and they had known each other forever. Ray, former coach with the Argos a couple of different times, and University of Toronto and UBC. He was all over the place. And I was a rookie, and so was another young coach named Paul Lapalese. And Lapo and I became pretty close because we were both rookies to the league. And yeah, we had to hide out. Either they would come to our room to watch Friday night football. If the first game we did was a Saturday night in Regina. There was a Friday night game that week, and I can't remember if we were in their room or they were in our room, but we had to sneak around to hang out with them because we were the evil media.
You had me at Pete Martin, Captain Argo. And remember when the Riders used to have their the visiting team used to practice on that outdoor chain link grass fence beside Taylor Field. And I remember Pete Martin leaning up against the fence, looking at Dwayne Dimitrition and goes, I could cover you. Pete's a beauty. How's he doing? How's Pete doing?
82 now, I think. Still gets out to games on a regular basis and still gets out to Argo functions. He stepped away from the Alumni Association, but yeah, Pete's a beauty. I the good fortune, I think we were together for 8 years with the Argos, 4 years in college, and he was my mentor in a lot of different ways. So between him and Schultze, those are the two guys that got me going.
Great guys. Actually, now that I think about it, it was more like a... I can cover you. Anyways, Chad Kelly. Tell me about Chad Kelly. Is he going to stick around for a while? What's up with this guy, Hoagie?
Chad Kelly's good at football. That's the main thing. He's been ridiculous. I think the stat, and it's ridiculous because we keep waiting for it to go down because it doesn't seem like it's attainable for a full season. Right now, I think it's at 27%. That's the percentage of drives the offense has had that have turned into touchdowns, over 1 in 4, which is crazy. I think Kolaris is second at around 20%. So although that probably went up obviously after the Banjo Bowl, but man, Kelly's just been everything you want on the field. He's been great in the community. He's been fantastic with the kids. He makes regular appearances with them. We have a service at MLSE called Launchpad that deals with underprivileged kids, and he's in there on a regular basis. So he gets it on and off the field. He's been everything as advertised and even more. So we're really happy with him.
Is he, because I see the crowds are good. I watch all the games. Is he selling tickets? Is he the reason, or what is the reason that the crowds are increasing?
I think it's a little bit of everything. 10-1 doesn't hurt. 2, having somebody who's fun to watch like Kelly doesn't hurt. The fact that at home we're averaging 40 points a game doesn't hurt. Winning games, if we were 10-1 right now and our average score was 10-9, I don't think the crowds are going up the way they are. I think our crowds are up almost 30% this year, which, we started obviously too low, but I think it's like 3,300 a game or something like that. So an increase, which, one step in front of the other one. So there's a lot of reasons why people are coming out. And I think a lot of people are just being reintroduced to Argo football, coming down maybe for the first time since we've been at BMO Field and saying, I had fun. And the marketing is going toward young football players. We're really thrilled to see the amount of youth at our games. So we're going to turn this corner, Mr. Pedersen. It's been a lot of work, and we're going to get there.
Well, you got the people to do it. I had no doubt about that. I want to go back to that game Saturday, though, 39-10, because I'm a Fajardo guy. I cheer for players, not teams. Don't at me. And I saw him go dink, 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 dink down the field, and then they choked up in the red zone. That's an Alouette thing. What do you think of I know it's hard to talk about the other team, but is Montreal championship caliber? Could they be? What do you see out of them?
They could be. I mean, you just talked about on your sports update, they've had a pretty good player in the middle of that defense. I like Cody Fajardo. They've had trouble capitalizing in the red zone. I don't know what that is, but if they can turn that around, and they've certainly got the talent to do it with Stanback and Fletcher and Mack and on. Like, they've got a ton of guys. Philpott's really good. I don't know why they can't. So, of course, I think you get into the playoffs in the CFL, and we've been around long enough to know all you need to do is have a ticket to the dance. Once you get into the playoffs, you can win the Grey Cup. It's as simple as that.
Do you, as broadcasters, we can think about things that players and coaches can't. Does your mind wander to being in the 2023 Grey Cup at Tim Hortons Field? Because I asked Bubba Neal about it last week, and he didn't want to think about the Argos representing the East in the Grey Cup in Hamilton. Have you thought about it?
Not much. I mean, it's obviously there. I think anybody would be lying if we said it's not in the back of your mind. But what Ryan Dinwiddie has done with this team, not only players and coaches, but staff as well, present company included, you're thinking about going 1-0 that week. Everybody's attention is on Montreal. Those of us who have to deal with the marketing aspect and the communication side also are thinking about our next home game, which is, a couple of weeks from now on Saturday against Hamilton. Tickets at argonauts.ca. But we think about one game at a time, and I know the players and coaches are wired that way as well. So I'd be lying if I said, we don't think about the carrot every once in a while. But if I didn't know our next home game was against Hamilton, I couldn't tell you who we were playing, and I don't know who we play the week after that. I honestly don't, because we're kind of in that moment thinking about Montreal this week.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been fun to watch. From my perspective, I wish the games were a little closer, because you're pretty much blowing out most teams. That just tells me the dominance of this team, Hoagie, and I still love the jerseys, Cambridge Blue. I'll let you go unless you have something else to add. Anything else?
This is fun, and I hope we keep it going, and I know we'd love to break Bubba O'Neill's heart and be at the Grey Cup in Hamilton.
Well, good luck with it, sir, and please give Murph a punch for me, and we'll chat soon.
Will do. Thanks, pal.
Mike Hogan, the voice of the Toronto Argos. He is one of the best